Joseph Parker and Andy Lee. Andy Lee, he seems like a good coach, doesn't he? He's worked under, is he Emmanuel Stewart? And, what's his name? Adam Booth. Adam Booth, I don't, no, I don't rate him. I think he's a bit overrated, but even David Hayes said Adam Booth, he's very good at preparing a fight. He knows a lot, do you know what I mean? So, plus, Adam Booth's got a certain style of fighters that he likes to train, doesn't he? People like Hay, Groves, they all got speed and, you know, this almost fight the same way. But you can say that with any coach, can't you? Everyone's got their style, haven't they? They got certain fighters they prefer, like training, you know what I mean? So, but, they all said he's a good trainer. I thought him and Eubank were good together, but they fell out. Eubank probably best performance, but against Spike O'Sullivan. But Spike O'Sullivan in there, so you know, go figure. But yeah, Andy Lee's he seems like a good coach, and our rematch with Chisora, fucking hell, Parker looked ready, man. People say Chisora's old, he's over the hill, blah blah blah. But Parker, he battered Chisora, didn't he? He battered him. Do you know what I mean? And I wanted Chisora to win, but I knew Chisora was gonna win. Do you know what I'm saying? I knew you were gonna win. Parker was just sharper. He was very sharp from the bell, and he was just catching him, wasn't he, for fun. And they looked like they were working on catching Chisora with a hook because he went down like 3 times, didn't he? With that hook. Hooking. I mean, not that hook, the uppercut. Catching him in the uppercut, weren't they? So obviously they're working on something in training. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say, fucking, what's it called? I know what they're doing, but they must have been working catching Chisora with an uppercut, and they caught him a few times with that hook as well. So that's what I mean in there. I mean they countered him as well. Just throw through a jab. He countered his jab as well. He was just on point basically. Like any mistake Chisora made, Parker just punished him. You know what I mean? And he was on it. You can tell when someone's like I said trained already, because most of the good fighters are on it from the bell. You know what I'm saying? They're on it. They first 2 rounds they figure you out and then they thingy and go to town on you. But when you're on it, you're on it from the first bell, man. Do you know what I mean? Like you break a fighter down. And Chisora is he's tough in it. Do you know what I mean? That's how he survived. And if it was any other fight, I think the ref would have stopped it. So yeah, I was just impressed with Parker and Andy Lee. Good, what's it called? Good combination. Do you know what I mean? He left that other guy, Barry, did the right thing. To be honest, mate, I think it's the same with Porter and his dad. I think if Porter leaves his dad, I think he can do better. Do you know what I'm saying? And people say, yeah, boy, his dad's made him a world champion and blah blah blah. Him and his dad. Porter lost, but he's lost all his big fights. So what the fuck you on about? Do you know what I mean? Yes, his dad's, he won him, got a world title, but the big fights, Kell Brook, he lost. What else was there? Errol Spence, he lost. Close. Terence Crawford, he lost. Keith Thurman, he lost. I mean, the only big guys beat is Danny Garcia, and people don't rate Garcia in terms of 147, even though he's a good fighter, solid fighter, isn't it? So yeah, that's it. I'm just rambling on, but that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's good to change trainers, and Parker did the right thing. He left that guy, was it Barry, whatever his name, Kevin Barry or some bullshit. He left him and Andy Lee looks like he knows what he's doing, like I said, because he was sharp, innit? Do you know what I mean? People don't rate Parker's performance, say, like I said, say Chisora's old and this, but no one's beat Chisora like that. I mean, I think only Tyson Fury the second fight, battered him until he quit. He didn't quit, they stopped it, and that's it. I mean, Parker arguably did a better job on Chisora than Usyk, and Usyk, people rave about Usyk now, because he beat Joshua and all that. and did a better job than Dylan White. Do you know what I mean? But also Dylan White thought you could say he thought Chisora was a bit younger, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But Parker did what he had to do, and he was impressive. It is what it is, man. People, I always thought Parker was overrated. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. I did videos on Parker. I thought he was overrated on my other channel, but he looked good. Someone looked good. I'll say it. He looked good. He looked impressive. People say he couldn't finish him. Who's finished Chisora? Like, who has finished Chisora? David Hay. Because he's a big. David Hay can punch. Do you know what I mean? He's a big, massive puncher, and Tyson Fury. I mean, he just boxed him, didn't he? Accumulation. And that's about it. Oh yeah, and Dylan White, the left hook, innit? Do you know what I mean? And Dylan White, he's got power now, left hook, hasn't it? But there's not many who've stopped Chisora. Only 3 guys. That's it. Do you know what I mean? He's known to be tough. Do you know what I mean? He's known to be in walls. That's one of his things. His chin's his best asset. People say that he's like I said, he's old. His punch resistance is going and all that. But shit happens, man. It is what it is. He's still got a good chin. He's still in there. So it's an impressive win. Like I said, they should have really been stopped, I think. But because it would have been even more impressive if they stopped it, which they should have. But whatever. It is what it is. But Andy Lee and Parker, they're doing things, man. I want to see that Usyk fight with Parker. See how he deals with a boxer. Do you know what I mean? See how he deals with a boxer, innit? See how he deals with Usyk. We'll see, innit? Maybe he gets with redemption a rematch against Joshua. Maybe Parker Joshua or Parker Dylan White, innit? Because he got bullied, innit? In that fight, people used to make excuses for Parker, didn't they? When he lost to Joshua, moaning about the referee. When he lost to Dylan White, Dylan White, I think he headbutted him, didn't he, one of the times, that knockdown. But he just didn't want it enough. Dylan White wanted that fight. He deserved to win that fight. Do you know what I mean? With the Joshua fight, Joshua deserved to win the fight. Simple as. You know what I'm saying? So it's Parker's. Maybe his time's coming. Like, this is what I mean. At the end of the day, that's where you got to keep fighting. Do you know what I mean? That's where you got to keep trying to get better. UFC guys have so many losses and they come back and win titles to become world champion. Look at what's his name? The light heavyweights, the champion now. I remember we were fighting John Jones back in 2013, 14, and then he went downhill a bit, didn't he? Glover Teixeira, and now he's come back and he's a champion. You've got a lot of guys like that. Do you know what I mean? UFC has been around for a long time, come back and become champion or do well. Like, what I mean, Masvidal, innit? He's always been around, but then he's had a few fights where he's become popular. This is why you got to keep fighting. You got to keep getting better. That's the whole aim of you as a fighter, to make money. But it's your craft, so you want to improve. If you improve it, you're gonna get better. Same with tennis and stuff like that. You have people come out of nowhere and win a slam. We've been around for such a long time. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just longevity, innit? You just gotta keep going, man. These boxers, it doesn't matter if you what's it called? If you don't win a world title straight away, if you lose, it's a career, isn't it? You can always come back and win. Look at Martinez. He's been around for a long time. Then he's lost most of his big fights, but he ended up winning his title, knocking out Kid Galahad. He stayed true. He's been a pro, and that's what happens, isn't it? So maybe that could happen with Parker, innit? We'll see, innit? But Andy Lee Parker, yeah, I like the combo, man. We'll see. We'll see when he fights a different opponent. See what he does, innit? See if he's still got that aggression and desire like he did against Del Boy.